It is a world of darkness, and the warriors of Gaia fight over the fate of the world against their enemy, the cosmic force of entropy and corruption, the worm. Unbeknownst to mankind, they wage a war against the coming apocalypse, with new cubs taking up the cause to fight with fang, clave, and gun and claw. They give the worm no quarter. They give it only rage.
Point Island with perfect recall. Do I know what their sizes are?
Yes.
Hey, yo, nice.
But with that, we will have a very quick intermission so the storyteller can pee, refill his beverage, and grab a yogurt.
Dave's just gonna pet the house.
The house
Be
has
back
got
in
it, like...
a millisec.
Alright, timing.
What'd you say?
You're getting a splinter.
Ow!
Heh.
I'm not joking either. If you pet the house is going to hurt you. This place is not friendly to outsiders.
The hell, man!
God saw fit not to burden this one with wisdom.
I'm going to Gaia something see fit to shove my foot up your butt.
Want to put your money where your mouth is.
I missed my motorcycle, I missed my jacket.
Tara looking through clothes. That looks like it'll fit. That looks like it'll fit. Oh my, this guy's a poor taste in clothes.
You're pretty much having to go into the attic to find like the clothes that were put away from like when the owners were young. So you're wearing clothes that are at least, from the 60s, 70s. So who gets the bell-bottom jeans?
I call the bell bottoms.
I don't know what that looks like. I don't know what that looks like.
I call the boots with the fur.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
Anywho. So, after everyone's clothed...
Wait, what clothes did I find?
Pretty much anything out of the 60s, 70s, maybe 80s, I'm fine with. I don't give a shit.
Football jersey!
Yeah, probably.
No, mine, fuck you.
We're both getting football jerseys!
I call 69.
Alright.
After you are clothed, what is the plan?
If anyone asks, we were hikers who got caught in the storm and looked for the first sign of civilization.
Like, Shaw, brah.
That also means that Snarls is now Hamid.
He's dressing up!
Wait, we also have coats, like winter coats, right?
Nope.
If I found it in the attic.
Shirts and Speedos, and that's all you get.
Nice.
Oh my god, I'm not going out in the speed.
That was a joke. Anyways, get on with it.
I know.
No, anyway, I looked at Snarls. Do you think you could track the Bane?
He would nod and then try to use Sense Worm again.
Fleet, you said there was a Bane spirit in this town, right?
Snarls would nod.
Why don't we go into Umbra and look around this town, try to find this spirit? It'd be a much more easier moving about without having to look through human.
You can still sense the presence of the Bane within the town. It is a very faint presence, suggesting that the Bane is not a very powerful one, but it is in fact present.
Snarls would look to the rest of the group and say, "Any opposition?"
Let's kill that son of a bitch.
Dave starts taking off his clothes again.
Snarls would look to him confused, like, okay, cool. And then say, well, it's definitely still present, so come on then, let's go to the Umbra.
Take us in. And Darren just stares in his shades.
He does the same.
Once we're inside, I'll form over to Krynos.
Darren would have stopped you before, like, you had taken off any of the clothes. Like, dude, any clothes you leave there are gonna be left there.
I'm taking my clothes with me.
Then why take them off now?
So I don't rip them when I transform.
But we can just walk about the town, and when then
So you guys are going to change out of your clothes while we're finding the spirit.
We're just gonna be in the Umbra so that the clothes don't just... Snarls, take us in.
Snarls would wait for everyone to look and then try to step sideways.
Roll Gnosis. Stepping sideways, the pack is a short distance away from where they had previously been standing. The house further away from them. As they look off to it, faintly it's through the blizzard. The cold striking at any piece of exposed flesh, reddening it within minutes.
Snarls would try to rely on scent to find the Bane spirit.
As you move through the town, the snow being brushed aside, as you all follow in the tracks of Snarls. Your exposed flesh is positively burning despite how cold it is, but you're managing to stay relatively warm. At least enough so that you can move about without too much irritation. Yet after 20 minutes, you have no hide nor hair of where this Bane is.
Snarls is visibly annoyed, even at one point saying, as a human you can't achieve anything, can you? He would try to use Sense Swim again.
I'm going to walk up to one of the buildings. Actually, not. I'm going to walk over to one of the... Are there any lighting poles or power lines?
Naturally, it's a village.
Okay, I'm going to walk up to one of them and try to communicate with the Weaver. There is a Bane spirit in this town. We wish to remove it. Can you please help us locate it?
The pole your hand is against suddenly becomes somewhat luminous, as down from the wires, streaking, comes this bright yellow light, illuminating the space within the confines of the blizzard. As it takes on the vague shape of a face. Still this pulsating, crackling, electric light, living electricity in the shape of a face. Even as Snarls looks around, in vain, sadly. Dave, the spirit now focused intently on you as Snarls proceeds with hunting down for this Bane. You get a distinct impression and then you hear a television in the building behind you through the glass. It's a small shop. Turn on as it starts going You turn around to see an episode of the Three Stooges on, and one of them tisking at the other. And then it changes its channel. The light shifting slightly in the face, one part becoming more luminous than the other, almost as if an eye is bulging. And the channel changes, this time to the scene of a diner. A waitress down on her luck, smiling at the customers, and then behind the scenes, looking worriedly at something in her hand.
Okay. Do I get the impression that it's suggesting that the diner is where the Bane spirit is?
Telling you something. However, you then feel a strong shock run up through your body before you feel momentarily lightheaded. And realizing, without having done so with intent, you've stepped sideways out of the Umbra, now in the snow on the other side of the street. And the reason you felt so lightheaded is remove a temporary point of gnosis. The spirit took its chiminage.
Oh. I lean against the light post and get my bearings before I look around for the group.
Oh, they're still in the Umbra. There's no sign of them.
Let's join him.
Would they have even seen that?
No, they would have seen the light show, if nothing else. And then you gone.
I'm gonna walk over to the diner.
Before exiting the Umbra to meet with Dave, could I peer out to ensure that there was no one watching?
I won't make you roll for it because, there's no one watching. You just see Dave now making his way toward the diner, trudging through the snow.
Okay, Snarls would wait for everyone to look at his glasses before exiting the Umbra.
Teeth clattering, Dave would begin looking around. Is there any ATM nearby?
There is one at the police station, just inside the front door.
Okay. I'm gonna turn and walk towards there. Walking up to the ATM, I put my hand on it and lean over like I was inserting a card. Well, I inserted nothing. As I whisper into it, I need to withdraw some money from my account. 200.
My guy, do you have Gnosis?
No, I do not. Shit. I can't talk to it, can I?
Not really, no.
Fuck. Okay.
Fortunately, you're not there too long before the pack seems to join you. You can hear the door closing as the entire pack looks at you, probably with a couple of raised eyebrows, and sees you besides two telephone booths and the ATM that's staring at you with its light buzzing.
I mutter something about trying to commune with spirits, but not having the energy to do so at the moment.
Can you just use it normally?
With what card? I sort of lost mine when we lost our clothes. But I do have a lead, I mutter as I step closer and whisper.
Oh?
Yes, I think the Bane spirit from what I was looking, from what the spirit of light post, the light post, the Weaver, was able to tell me, the Bane spirit, I think, is held up in the diner. Something about a waitress, maybe.
Tara looks over to the diner.
If you two want to, if you four want to go into the Umbra and confront the spirit, I can sit back, I guess.
Snarls would mention, you can still come with us.
I look to Snarls and say,
Hey, guys. Cameras.
are there cameras looking at us?
Looking behind you and up, there's one in the corner on the other side of the small little room between the door you came into the ATM and the door into the station proper.
Is it positioned towards us?
Naturally, it's watching the ATM doors.
I'm gonna walk out into the street then.
Could I know if cameras can pick up, have microphones at this, in 92?
No, they don't have microphones. But they are recording you.
I'm gonna walk into the street and wait for everyone to join me before whispering, I got no fucking gnosis. I burnt through it trying to get here, trying to get all this information.
I can still bring us to the Umbra.
I know, but it's gonna be very difficult. Are you
Not
sure?
for me.
Well, go ahead.
Snarls would wait for everyone to look at him.
Don't want to look up and down the street if anyone's seeing us again?
Snarls would.
Without having to roll, you can see that down the street the diner is quite brightly lit, as it's probably the biggest social hub in this town.
Is there any alleyways or maybe behind a house that we could go by?
Just further around the corner behind the house, yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna look at Fleas and say, not here. As I grab him by the shoulder and guide him towards behind the house.
Snarls looks confused, as if he doesn't get the concept of cameras record, they see.
Snarls.
Humans, we don't want them to, we don't want to just disappear on them if they're looking at it. And we're new in town. They're probably looking at it.
Snarls would just follow.
Go ahead and roll it on the gnosis. Though it is difficult, you are able to back once more across into the Umbra, leaving the streets unlit and barren. Save for Helios illuminating the sky and the blizzard, creating its blinding fog of anything beyond 10 feet before you. You are able to now move more cautiously through the Umbra. And Dave, as you are once again in the Umbra, you feel the sudden surgence of Gaian energy. Recover a point of gnosis as one of the spirits of the village eases you into place.
I'm under a thank you or prayer.
By this point, Snarls would head towards what would resemble the diner, but obviously more twisted and changed in the Umbra.
The diner's interior is a very rustic place. The entire place on its interior is made of hardwood, with hardwood surfaces, lots of trophies mounted on the wall, deer heads, a stuffed fox in one corner, and above the beers cooler, there is a Arctic Wolf logo. A pool table off to a side, It is completely barren and devoid of any presence of any mortal. The jukebox, unlit and unilluminated, plays nothing.
But any sign of the Bane?
No, none whatsoever.
Snarls would peer out of the Umbra to see if he could identify the woman that Dave was talking about.
The gauntlet within the village is thicker, something that you've been fortunate enough to experience. Yet, as you peer out of the Umbra, you can see very distinctively that everything is very shadowy towards the edges, very monochromatic version of the physical world. Everything is very blurry, and it's very difficult to read the menus or anything written. Even facial expressions are very blanked and blurry. Shadowy messes. Noises are distorted and echoing. A mixture of clatters and bangs, of voices murmuring to each other, and then sudden bouts of laughter, clackings. However, for smell, completely unaffected. You can smell the human beer, the food. In fact, you can smell a steak that is completely raw being served. Smell of snow intermingling with the smell of sweat. And you can smell a sweet perfume, the smell of peaches, coming from a woman, a waitress, who is serving one of the patrons.
Did you just say a raw steak is being served?
Yes.
Is that what the woman was concerned about?
You have no idea. And you don't know either.
Well,
When you
Could I take a look at the man who identifies features, or is that too difficult?
Too difficult to make out their expression. Though you notice he's not alone. There are others with him, all being served the same raw steak.
Snarls would, well, to the rest of the group, only look like he's taken a single step back as he adjusts his glasses, saying, Dave, you mentioned a woman, didn't you?
yes. A waitress. She was concerned about something, or weirded out.
In this diner, there's a waitress, peachy smell. She's serving a couple men, came from the forest, being given raw meat. They smell like fresh from the woods, pine cones, a mix of all of it.
Are these other Wendigo? Are these Wendigo?
I mean, I could go for raw meat. I only had that feeling after my first change. My guess is, if they're any kind of Garu, they're gonna be Wendigo.
Motherfucker.
I mean, if there are elders, should we just get out of here? I mean, if they're in the village, they're probably gonna have this Bane thing under control. Or maybe they're fueling up for the fight.
Maybe. Snows, is there a place? Is there a basement in this place?
OC, does there seem to be one by taking a quick glance around?
Well, taking a quick glance around, no. But then again, their basements aren't usually visibly out in the open for the public. You're as new to this place as he is.
Snarls would look at him like, and just shrug, and then would start to take a closer look around.
Wild goose chase. I'm under.
He would peek out one more time just to take another look at the waitress and the people that are being served.
Go ahead and roll. As you get a brief glimpse of the waitress staring at a picture, you see her lips, though the rest of her face is shrouded in shadow and blur, frown. And the picture seems to be of another small human.
Child.
I can't see any, like, standing features like the color of her or the child's hair, right?
Not really.
Would anything different seem to be happening with the people she served?
No, they're just eating. You can hear the voices, but again, it echoes and distorts heavily. They sound like the locals, so native.
Maybe I misread the spirit, I muttered. Maybe it was the house instead.
Snarls would almost look like he's come back to his senses, looking to Dave, saying, "There's also some kind of painting of a young child that she was looking at. Can't really tell the rest."
What was her expression?
Couldn't really see it. The only other thing I can say is that the men or people who came from the woods, they seem to be native from around here.
Yeah, we should probably get out of here before they sense us, if they haven't already.
Can they?
We can't leave while there's a Bane spirit.
No, we can't, but we should leave the diner at least.
Snarls would try to catch a scent of the Bane spirit once more.
Go ahead and roll.
Yeah, is there... Wait, we can just track the Bane spirit from, like, scent and stuff, right?
Though you can sense the Bane spirit. It's not far. You get that distinct impression. It's somewhere close by. And this woman carries its stench on her. But it's not of her. She's been near it, though, very close to it. And whatever it is it's doing. Her scent is burned into your mind.
Snarls would say the Bane is very nearby, and quite frankly, she smells. There's a stench of that Bane which surrounds her. She's been near it. Let's just look around. We're not too far away from it.
Wait, you said she was looking down at a picture of a child?
He would nod.
What did she... Wait, what did she look like when she was looking at it?
Couldn't tell.
Ah, damn. I mean, maybe
it was the dog.
Or maybe it was the kid she was looking at. Or her husband or something.
Can you tell how fresh the scent is?
Just follow her scent.
Has she left her scent on anything? Can you track it backwards?
If you can, it might lead us to the kid. I wouldn't be surprised if the kid's the one that she's worried about the most.
I've already tracked the scent as much as I can. We're better off just looking at what's nearby.
We could always wait a little bit, follow her to her home. If the kid's the one possessed, then, well,
I don't.
If we're gonna follow her to her home, we might be waiting.
That's
We
my
got here in
point.
the morning.
It's
Right.
the Bane isn't strong. I can tell. It's something
All
about.
that's around are houses. The Bane is nearby. It must be in one of them. And if this woman has been near this Bane, that she has its stench on it, maybe the Bane is inside. Maybe if we find her house, we'll find the Bane.
Yeah.
Smells would nod and start looking.